Oh guys, we are live. I had some difficulties today actually to connect and start this broadcasting, so hopefully my Wi-Fi will be okay now and it will actually let me continue with this. So welcome to another live, and today I have specific topic, maybe a little bit outside what I'm actually talking about usually, but I think that since we are in this industry, that our speaking skills are very important, because it's something that it's like the biggest part in what we do. We have to speak with people and speak in front of people all the time. So when I was thinking about this, when I actually realized that this is a skill I need to improve, it really hit me, and it changed a little bit the thinking about what I do, and that it's not only about the content that we're putting out there, but it's about really presenting and learning how to present what we want to say to others. So I started actually from this year, I started to looking up information and listening to people that are talking about how to improve your speaking skills. So this is today's topic. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lenka Kaclova, and I help entrepreneurs and business owners to build and leverage their online businesses through social media and online communication. I help them to become influencers in their niche so they can do actually what they love and live their dream lifestyle. So 5 tips today, 5 tips to improve your speaking skills and become a better speaker. And let me just maybe move my candle over here because it drives me crazy how it comes out of my arm. So, 5 tips. And guys, you know that throughout your work, eventually you get to the point where you will have to speak. You have to train your team. You have to give presentations. You need to be on calls. You need to coach. You need to probably become part of webinar, conference call. You will eventually, probably most of us, be asked to come on stage and talk in front of people. Maybe it's going to be a small one, maybe it's going to be a bigger one, but you will have to speak on stage. And it's something that a lot of people fear. It's like the biggest nightmare for most of people to go on stage and talk in front of, let's say, a lot of people and be the speaker. And they are so afraid to do that. So what do? I believe that we can all actually just go over it, get past it, and actually fight the fear. Maybe that's it, fight the fear. So what do? What are the 5 tips? First one, and I think that's a little bit obvious, but I need to say that if you want to become a good speaker, like anything else, you need to speak. So anytime possible, go and speak. Really take any opportunity. Be part of webinars, be part of calls, be part of any trainings. When you have Zoom calls with your company, go there and really try to connect with people and speak. Get an interview, connect with influencers and either interview them or become someone who's actually interviewed. Like, learn how to master this thing. And the only way, like with the live, when you are doing Facebook Live, the first time that we do that, like the first couple of times, we are afraid, we are nervous, we don't know what to say. We are actually having troubles to talk for 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 minutes, no matter how long the broadcast is. And you can even see that in my broadcasts, I was starting with very short ones, and I had a lot of information in a very short period of time. I don't actually know how I did that, but now I'm having like very little, not little, but my content is getting like more concrete, and it's not so many things in one video, and still my videos get to be like now almost my every single one is like 20 minutes. I'm talking for 20 minutes. That was impossible for me like maybe 2 months ago. I would never thought that I can speak. And actually, you can see how I look always to the little point. I will get to that maybe today, like in the video later on. But I always look at the lenses, so you have the eye contact with me for most of the time. So that is that you can see that when people are talking to you, they actually they have to know the stuff. If you don't know what you're talking about, and that's maybe like my second tip, you have to know the topic. It has to be something you are comfortable with, something you know, something from your expertise, something you have done, you have experienced from your life, from your story. It has to be always something that you really can relate to it. Of course, it has to be something that's worth of sharing. But when you know the stuff, you can talk to those people, okay? And it's when you have the drive and when you have the energy, because you know the content and you can share the information with people, you can actually have the eye contact and connect with them and make it a little bit better again. You can concentrate on other things and not what you're going to say, because you know the stuff by heart. You have already been there. So number one is practice. Get on calls, get on trainings, coach people, present. Anytime you can go live. that's for free, guys. You have your own TV, your own advertisement, your own presentations right here, right now. Whenever you can, go live, at least every single day. So you can practice to talk in front of people, actually. And the bigger audience there is, the more used to the more you get used to talking in front of people. So you won't be afraid that much. And when you do it, trust me, when you do it like for the, I don't know, 50, 100th time, you will feel absolutely okay with it. There will be no nervousness, if it's a word, at all. So speak anytime you can and really try to improve. What I do now, actually, I look up for people that teach this stuff. And I not only you need to like master the way you should talk, it's always about your voice, about the tone, about how you move, the body language. All of that is important when you speak. And of course, like the biggest thing is, I think that the biggest thing what we are attracted to is if there's the energy, if there's the drive. And when you are passionate about something, the people listening to you will be passionate as well. So I must say that I have some favorite people right now, and it's like really a magnet when I listen to them. No matter what they talk about, I just love hearing them talk, because that energy is so powerful. I always want to hear what they have to say. So, but that's maybe like a little bit of the topic. So number one is speak. Number two is know the content and be okay with the topic, be comfortable with it, know the stuff. Number three is use visual aids, something that helps you when you speak. Usually it's some kind of bullet points that you prepare. I do that for my broadcasts as well. I prepare like few points that I'm going to be talking about, so you don't lose track, so you know always what's next, what you will be talking about, okay? If you are having a presentation, you can see that on webinars. You see that people use a lot their presentations, and they talk about the presentation and the points they have in there. So first, people can a little bit see what you're talking about, but of course the presentation should be, and we all know that by now, they should be only like the points, and you should not be writing everything in there, because people will start reading and they will not listen to you. So if you just put there like little line with the points, what you're talking about, and then talk like for a few minutes, maybe like 2-3 minutes about that topic, about that line, that way you will explain what it's all about. And it's just a topic, that bullet point. So use visual aids for you to actually be able to stay on track and talk about everything and have some kind of order. And it's a little bit what helps like number 4, because fourth tip that I have is actually to have some kind of what would you call that, like small pieces of topic maybe. When you have these points, let's say for this live, I have 5 points. So I have them written out. And that way you have like small pieces that you can talk about. Make it like smaller, because when you get, especially on presentations, when you get some amount of time, let's say 20-30 minutes, that might be scary for you, because you can be afraid, what am I going to talk about? Like, what am I going to be speaking about for 20-30 minutes? That's a long time. But when you are having some kind of introduction, when you are telling your story, and before you actually get to the points that you should cover in your presentation, and of course there's some question and answer at the end, and some close-up. So the amount of time you have for the real presentation, that could be like half of the time, I don't know, like 10 out of 20 minutes. So if you have 5 points, that's only 2 minutes per point, and that's not a lot. That when you just time it, sometimes when you are talking, how much you are able to say like in 2 minutes, that's not a lot. It's only a few sentences. So when you divide that time into little pieces that you have to cover in that presentation, you will find out that for that specific little bunches or of topics, of bullets, that's not a lot of time. So really make it like into smaller pieces. And number 5 is actually visualize that flow, visualize those bullets. And I do that every single time before I go live. That way I can stay connected with you and look at the lenses and talk to you and have the eye contact. I always visualize my points, so I know what's first, what's second, what's third, and what I'm gonna cover. I have it always in my head. This is something maybe I little memorize before I go live, because when I go over those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, then I will never lose track, and I can always like blink down there to my to my notes if I forget, or if I chat with people, I may lose track. So I'll just go. I have my notes usually down under the light. I have the circle light. So I have it under the light, so I may just check my bullet point that's next one and get back on track. But as I said, when you visualize the way you're gonna cover those points, just those points, talk about this, and then I'm gonna tell this story, and then I finish with this and this. When you go over those points, not the whole presentation, maybe at the beginning when you are having like your first 5 maybe presentation, first 5 lives, you may go over the whole things just to be comfortable. But afterwards, all you need to do is just go over those points in your head, press the live and go, or start talking, or go on stage, whatever that's in front of you. So all those tips are something that I actually do, and that it all comes into one package, because you have to speak, you have to know what you're talking about, I'm going down, you using visual aids as your bullet points. Those bullet points are actually always some kind of content around one topic. So each one of my points is one thing that I'm going to talk about, one bunch of content regarding that bullet point. And 5th, you want to go over those points to actually be able to talk about for the whole time and know what's next. So it all works into one big speech. So those are like 5 things that I use actually to be able to speak and connect with you for a longer period of time, to be able to present for a longer period of time something that I know and something that I can share with you and help you with. So I believe that, because I'm really working on this thing, so when I will practice some stuff that I have been just over for past few days and week, I will prepare some other video for you. I will continue in this topic, because it's something that is very important for us, and maybe We don't realize that speaking skills is something that we should be working on until we actually are asked to speak, either at webinar or conference call or interview or on stage, and then be prepared. So maybe we should work on it before and try to learn how to speak and how to communicate. So I will be giving you some more tips as I improve myself in it as well. So guys, it was nice having you here, nice seeing you, and maybe at the end I'll have something for you to do. I want you to write down if you are afraid of speaking. Give me one if you are afraid of speaking, and two, if you have any experience actually speaking in front of a bigger audience on stage, or maybe even some kind of conference or training or webinar when you've been talking to a bigger audience. So number one, if you are afraid. Number two, if you have any experience with that. I would be actually interested in that. So give me my numbers. Sorry about that. I'm actually a little bit cold. You can maybe hear that in my voice, that it's a little bit. So I'll be seeing you next time. Please share this video. I think that actually speaking skills is something that everyone needs. So if you can tag someone or share this video, I would really appreciate that. And a couple of days ago, maybe, I don't know how many ago, I have created a new group for people to share their content with, because I usually when you see my video, my live video shared on Facebook and in some groups, you see now that I share a link to a new group, and that's a group I've actually created because when we are trying to connect with other people, we go over groups and they're so spammy, or it's really private. Like, you cannot share your stuff anywhere, like your content wise. People are like closing the groups and they want to turn the group just around them, or they don't let you to really share your content. That's what I want to say. So either there are all spammy groups, or there are the private ones, closed ones, that are not letting you to really share, even like your opt-ins, anything that's valuable, anything that will help others, will teach them, will show them. I don't care, even the opt-ins, if it's something helpful, just I'm gonna put again the link over and below, maybe in the comments of the video. I'm gonna put there the link, so you are free, you are welcome to join the group and share your content, your valuable content that will help others with anything regarding our industry. Just feel free to share it with us and join our group. Okay guys, see you next time, and I'm really looking forward to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.